Hello, welcome to this tutorial. Alright, cool. This is a tutorial for This Love by Maroon 5 off of Songs About Jane, this album right here. This is part of a larger project that I'm doing where I take an album that I like, in this case, Songs About Jane, and I just do covers and tutorials and make stuff about it, and I think it's really cool. So this week I'm doing this album, next time around I'll do a different album, and so on and so forth. This is a really cool album, and this song is iconic off the album, and it's really musically interesting. It's got some chromaticism, which is sounds very much like this album, and this is a fun time. So I'm excited to get into this one. So let's go ahead. All right, so this is in standard tuning. We're going to be capo 3. C minor technically is the key, or E flat if you want to think of it that way, but it's really more C minor, and this isn't exactly a beginner song. If you are more beginner, this is probably going to push you. This is going to challenge you. But it's a really fun song, and I think worth learning. So here we go. This Love by Maroon 5. For starters, you're going to play an E7 shape. But you're going to reach your pinky over to the 4th fret of the low E string, to this G sharp right here relative to the capo. And so just right off the bat, like that's where we're starting. You know, it's like you're already stretching it out, and so that's cool. I can't think of any songs where I've started a song like this. And so you already hear it. Right, that chromatic. So you go E7 to an A minor. To the D minor. So this B flat diminished of sorts. And this is a weird one. So this is, so the way that's written on like guitar tabs is you put one of your fingers here on the 2nd fret of the A string, one finger on the 1st fret of the E string, one finger on the 1st fret of the G string. Now typically, so that's how it's written over here. Typically the way I'll do it is I'll just play a straight up diminished 7th chord, just like normally. So I'll play my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, index finger on the 1st fret of the G string, and then your pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string. That's a diminished 7th chord, and it sounds very tense, as is this song. It's like we're starting off with this. Right, that's our 1st chord, and so it's a very tense song, and it's kind of a weird shape. If you're not familiar with diminished chords, this will be interesting. But this is a diminished 7th chord, and so that's basically the main part of the song. It just loops these chords around, and so you go again E7 with this note right here in the bass. I guess technically you don't have to play it because this bass note right here is the same as what your index finger is playing. It's just an octave. That's the same note. And so you technically already have it, but walking that bass, that adds a little bit to the dynamic, and so I think that's worth playing. A minor, D minor, so this B diminished. If you want to play it like that, or if you want to play it the first way that I showed you, that's written. Honestly, as long as it sounds tense and uncomfortable, it's fine. Like, that's what the song is going for, and so that's basically it. I was so high, I did not recognize the fire burning in her eyes, the chaos that controlled my mind. Whispered goodbye as she got on the plane, never to return again, but always in my heart. And you build up, and so that's your intro and your verse. Now from here we go into the chorus, and you build up into it. You go, you go A minor. This D minor, love has G major, or G7 actually, if you want to get real precise, but you can just play G, that's fine. Love me to a C, and you loop that back around. So A minor, D minor, G, or G7, if you can do that, to a C. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me, she said goodbye too many times before. Again, A minor, D minor, G7, and C. And so you loop that 3 times. That's the main part of the chorus. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me. Now the last time through, it changes up. So it goes, I have, right, A minor, I have no choice. Instead of going to D minor, you go to D major. So A minor, I have, D major, no choice. To an F major, 'cause I won't say. To an E major, goodbye anymore. And so it definitely changes up. Again, that's A minor, D major, F, move that down to an E. And then here from this E, you start playing the intro and the verse chords again. So you go na na na, A minor, na na na, D minor, B flat diminished. Da-na-na-na. So again, chorus from the top. We go A minor. Oh, this D minor, love hat G, G7, C. Oh, no, no, G say goodbye too many times before. You can even walk that bass down if you want. Heart is breaking in front of me. A minor, D major, F, E. E major, goodbye anymore, and then loop the intro back around. Na na na, na na na. I forgot the chords there. Real quick, one thing I will say about bar chords. If you're playing this, hopefully you know how to do bar chords, but if you don't, I'm going to show you a cool thing. Or even if you do know how to do bar chords, you may not have noticed this. This is something that's really cool and helpful to know. All bar chords are based off of the E and A shapes. So your E major, your E minor, your A major, and your A minor. They're all based off of those shapes. And so instead of playing, so like this F, for example, or this G7, if you can't play the actual bar chord, here's what you can do. Play an E major shape, but instead of playing it with these 3 fingers, play it with these 3 fingers. It's gonna feel weird, but trust me. So you're gonna put your middle finger on the 1st fret of the G string, and then your pinky and ring finger on the 2nd fret of the A and D string. And you strum that, and your pointer finger is just hanging here. And so that might feel weird at first, but you're not used to it. But here's what you do. So there's your E major shape. You're just using different fingers, but an E major, you move it up half a step, and then you put your index finger on the 1st fret of the low E string. That's your F. That's an F bar chord. You don't have to actually bar the whole thing. If you're not gonna play, like if you're not gonna play these 2 notes, you don't actually have to bar it, but that's one way to do it. Another way is you can reach around with your thumb. Put your thumb here on the 1st fret of the low E string, index finger here on the 1st fret of the B string, and it's literally a bar chord. The only difference is you have this open E string at the high E string, and depending on what you're going for, that can sound nice, or if it's not what you want, you can mute it here just by resting probably your index finger, or even just one of these fingers, just mute it. And so everything else plays, but not this open E, depending on what you're going for. Now for this G7, right, so this is an F because our bass note right here is the F. You move it up a whole step, so 2 frets, 1, 2. That's a G. You have your bass note right here is the G. You see that? Now to play G7, you would use your E7 shape, right? Instead of your E major, your E7, and then you do the same thing, you just move that up. Now, right here, you are gonna have this open string right here on the D string. What I like to do is put my pointer finger right there on the 3rd fret of the D string to play that note. And then my thumb is gonna reach around right here on the bass note. There's a few tips on how to play bar chords, how those are built off of the E shapes, and you can feel this too whenever on the last time we go through the chorus, you go, I have no choice, right? D major, you play F to this E major. It's the same thing, you're just moving it backwards. And so the more you know, hopefully that was helpful, informative. If you didn't know that, if you did, you probably skipped this, but that's fine. All right, so let's keep going. So now we get to the second verse, right? And again, it's the same E7 with this G right here, or with this G sharp right here. So the A minor, D minor, diminished. And so we're just gonna go ahead and play through the second verse, the second chorus, and then we'll get into the bridge, and we'll get to that when we get to it. I try my best to feed her appetite, keep her coming every night, so hard to keep her satisfied. Kept playing love like it was just a game, pretending to feel the same, then turn around and leave again. Build it up, and A minor. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before, and her heart is breaking in front of me. Switch it up. I have D major, F, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. And back to the intro. Nah, nah. Oh no, no. Oh no, 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 no. Again, right there you go. F, down to the E, and then you play da na na. So that's like the main part of the song. If you got that down, you got it. If not, rewind, repeat, slow it down. That's fine. Now for the bridge. This part's cool. Yeah, so for the bridge you go D minor. I'll fix these broken things to a C. Repair your broken wings. And then you go to the D, and then you go to the E7, right, with this bass thing again. And make sure everything's alright. And resolve it to the A minor. And then you loop it back around. My pressure on your hips, see, sinking my fingertips. And now here, you play this E7. You don't have to put that bass note in there. You just play this E7. Every inch of you, and you sit here and you let that build, and then you go into the chorus because you go, I'll fix these broken things, repair your broken wings, and make sure everything's alright. A minor, D minor. My pressure on your hips, C, sinking my fingertips. Hang out on the E7. Every inch of you, 'cause I know that's what you want me to do. And then you go into the chorus. Right here I like to bring it down because we're building up right there at the end of the bridge. So coming back into the chorus, I like to bring it down real mellow, real. This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before, and feel it out. Her heart is breaking in front of me, and I like to build up. I have no choice. Remember D, the fourth time. F, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. Loop it back around. Love has taken its toll, and you build up. And they say goodbye too many times before, and her heart is breaking in front of me. Now I have D major and F to an E major. This love has taken its toll. Oh, that's not it. As she said goodbye too many times before, and her heart is breaking in front of me. Now I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. Oh, 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 And that's how I like to end. I like to slow it down right here on that diminished and resolve it to the one, to the E, to the A minor. And that's the whole song. That's the whole song. The chorus at the end, I like to play it a couple more times to that kind of fade out. And yeah, it's a really cool, really interesting song. This whole album overall is musically much more interesting. Once they got into pop and more mainstream, it just musically it went downhill. But their first album, Songs About Jane, is Chef's Kiss. It's fantastic. And I'll be doing some other songs off of this album if you are interested. And so you can check those out here on my channel. But at any rate, that is all. So thank you very much. Hopefully you learned something. And comment down below if you do any covers. Tag me in them. That works. And yeah, I'll see you around. Cool. All right, toodles.